How weird is that? It kicks us out. GUKPT live stream. Live now. Click on it. Nope. Comes up with Mr. Steve Duda.
Could be Jack 10 as my bluffs. Could be 9-10 or Jack 10 suited, right? And you block them. So
We are back. There's two what's here live, so we had to click it. We're now back on YouTube. Sorry about the outage. We are back.
So 7-4 suited for Terry.
Back.
Terry's going to be opening this one on the button.
Back, baby.
Yeah, it come ace 9-4, 4 on the turn, 6 on the river. So we lost Ilias, which puts us down to 39 players. When we get to 32, before tables of 8. Any good flops about for Connor out the big blind, flopping the stones.
Yeah, we don't even think it's our fault, to be fair. It's YouTube seems to be kicking us out and then bringing us back in again. The stone called nuts on the flop.
Like Terry would always call here, usually tower, and he is still going to call. And Connor's absolutely loving life here, once Terry calls behind as well. Offsuit 3, ooh, 7 of hearts. So way deep. He's going to go for it. After being called in 2 spots, he's still going to barrel here.
45k.
And Connor is loving life here. He's just praying Wadey's got a like Queen Jack of diamonds, 8-9 of diamonds type hand here to try and get the lot. But not going to get called in either spot.
Incoming raise from Connor in seat number 1. Back to Wadey.
Yeah, Wadey will just snap fold tower. There it is. And Colin, that's a massive for him, that pot.
Moves up to nearly 400,000.
50% stack increase for Connor, and now he's right amongst it with that stack size at this stage of the day.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been happening a lot this weekend, guys. All we can do is apologise. It's nothing, we don't think it's anything to do with us, but it just seems like Twitch and YouTube seem to cut out for no more than 30 seconds, just randomly, and then we're just back. So when it does happen, if it keeps happening, whether it be today or tomorrow, and the stream does freeze, you get that little circle across your screen, just count to 30, then refresh, and hopefully it should just be straight back on. If you're watching on YouTube, it starts a new stream, so sometimes you will have to go to the GUKPT channel and it will say we are live, and just click on that. So just to help you out, if it does happen throughout the weekend anymore, which I'm assuming it's going to, because it's been a bit of a nuisance today. Jack 6-3, 2 heart board. Connor flopping the best of it yet again after flattening the King Jack in the small blind. 10 of diamonds on the turn, and if we're Connor here now, definitely going to be leading this spot versus this particular opponent. And fires for 25k, and Terry shows him the ace and gets out the way.
Tell them you go to Facebook, there's never a problem on Facebook. Fingers crossed, there'll be somebody saying it's gone on Facebook shortly.
It will go on Facebook actually, very shortly. We've only got, I think, an hour or so left before.
Already done it.
Already done, already set.
Already done. We're on 39.
We are.
39. Who's the 40th place person?
40th was Ilias that we saw on the feature table.
Yeah. M Solo and Soul says the stream is still froze. Fingers crossed it's not anymore. £85 in the £300 side event. No, Katie's still in. 39 players left and Katie's still in.
So Sachin shoving for sub 10 bigs after just coming to the table over Terry's limp. He made it, Tower. He was the tanker with 12 off the money.
Indeed
he made
was,
it.
yeah.
He made it.
All in. Terry might call this.
Maurizio's not. Terry might. He shouldn't be, but he might. Maurizio's just thinking about the price he's getting here, but not going to be able to call the Queen 9, and now Terry with the Queen 10 suited.
No, change man.
He'd never fold this usually. He's going to call. He's going to call.
Yeah. He has been relatively quiet. Changed his game for day 2. 60-40. Does Sachin survive? The dealer just shouts to the table, to the entire room, oh, and then a call on the feature.
Well, top pair, top kicker, but up and down and overcard.
Yeah.
So Sachin on his way to a double.
On his way to a double.
8 king queen to fold.
Yeah,
to face. 2 of hearts on the river and the ace jack. Going to get the double. So Sachin back up to 145k.
There you go.
Back above 20 bigs. A bit more wiggle room now for him. We've got big news filtering in Tower.
Go on then, big news. Da, 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 da.
We have just lost 5 players in the space of 2 minutes.
Get out.
We've lost 5 players in the space of 2 minutes. Honestly, we've lost 5 players in 2 minutes.
Go on then, Grim, who've we lost?
39th, Tan League.
Okay.
38th, a lot of people aren't going to like this one.
Uh-oh.
Katie Swift.
No way.
Katie Swift.
We've just been saying, yes, she's still in, yes, she's still in.
So Katie in 38th.
Well done, Katie, good cash.
37th was Michaelis Michael. 36th was Iron Lightborn. And 35th was John Bousfield, all taking home £2,790. So we are down to 34 players just like that. 5 bust outs in 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah,
there must be one on each table. Everybody must be standing up at the same time.
Yeah, Katie busted on 25. and then the hand after, I'm guessing Bousey busted on the same table, and Tanley and Michaelis, I think that must have been a double bust out at the same time, and then Iron Lightborn was on 29, so yeah.
34.
Yeah, down to 34, just like that.
We're on 34, ladies and gentlemen. 7, 10 ace is the latest flop.
And what I'll do, guys, as well, I'll run the prizes across the bottom of your screen every like 15-20 minutes or so. Won't keep them down there, but just so you know what we are playing for. They're coming up now, a few M's for all. Very shortly, you'll see what we are playing for. 125k going to the eventual winner. Everyone now has locked up £2,790. There is a ladder between 34th and 33rd, an extra 260 quid going in your pocket if you make the next ladder. So when we lose 2 more, it's going to be 4 tables of 8. So Terry's back, King 3 suiting, limps under the gun. Maurizio going to complete the 8-6 in the small, and Giaz checking an option with the ace-4 in the big blind. Limp pot.
There we go. 3-way to it. 5, 4, deuce.
Yeah, bit of action here, Tower.
Oh, you're right.
Bit of action. We've got double gut shot for Maurizio. Giaz with wheel draw middle pair, and Terry's up and down backdoor flush draw. So going to see chips go in this pot. Giaz just makes the fold, not overcalling with the ace-4. Very disciplined and very good, may I add.
9 spades on the turn.
So Terry probably going to take a 3-1 now, Tower, after being called by Maurizio's complete range in the small. And the 4 on the river. Giaz with a river trips. And now it's down to Maurizio whether we want to bluff at this one or not. We're just sitting here with 8 high. It's never going to be good, and looks like he is going to come in for a bet here, and it's going to work because Terry's just got king height.
65,000 snapful from Terry.
Massive.
Nice answer. So we're in the money. If you're just tuning in, welcome to London, the Vic, the poker room upstairs. £507,000 in the prize pool. The third GUKPT with $500,000 in the prize pool on the trot. And we are now down to the final 34. And Giaz is chip leader in the room on about 850,000.
Giaz, I think, is the chip leader in the room. John Brown. So Connor opening the Jack-8 suit. He's got some chips now, a bit more playability. And Terry going to defend the 9-3 off in the big blind. Queen 5-4, 2-half board. This is a board that Connor's going to be c-betting high frequency here, especially with 60% of a straight flush. Going to have some good double barrel candidates on the turn, and Terry's probably going to defend 100% in the big blind, so he's just going to have so many hands that whiff that board. So gets that one through.
Pick a number, any number. I'll go 32. Go on, quick.
Has that been on weekend?
Yeah. Yeah.
It shows how observant I am.
Yeah.
RF17.
30. No. Blinds 3, 6 with a 6. We're down to 34. How come the ice creams? Ice creams, ice creams. Ice cream.
So Giaz opening an ace on the button. Terry just going to flat the 9s, and Wadey can defend option with the king 6 in the big. Jack 5-3. Rainbow, so we'll draw for Giaz. Terry a 1 overcard to his 9s, not much here for Wadey. This is a board that expect Giaz to have lots of C-bets on once we have equity to our wheel, an overcard to the board, and as well as that it's Jack High and Rainbow, and we are the aggressor. So it's going to come in for a C-bet. Terry not going to be going anywhere, only 1 overcard to his pocket 9s. So Terry will make the call, and Wadey's got an easy fold in the big to the turn, which is the 5 of diamonds. So if I'm Giaz here, probably going to slow down versus Mr. Jordan, and that's what he does. The river is the Queen of Diamonds. So check, and the 9s of Terry are good. Just over 30 minutes left of this session, guys, and then going to head out on the final 15 or 20 minute break of the day. Unaware of what that's going to be at the moment, but around 30 odd minutes left for the penultimate session, and that will take us into the final break, and then the final 2 hours to follow after that. Bad beats at 320k, Gary.
Just the 320,000 starts at 6 till 6
Yeah.
in every Grosvenor casino.
Quad deuces or better to be beaten.
We had quad 4s against 9s full yesterday. With a 9 on the turn, they were all shouting for a 9 on the river, and it would have gone, but it wasn't. It was a 2 of clubs. That nearly went. Quad 4s against 9s full. 320,000. How has it not gone? How? Amazing.
What did it start at?
100.
100.
Yeah. And if it does go and you're playing anywhere in the club, anywhere in the country, and you sat down and you're registered, you'll get a slice of it. Obviously, the later it goes, the more money you'll get. There's less players play on the estates at certain times. One thing you don't want it to do is go at 5:30.
How much do they collectively get? So obviously the winner gets some, the loser, and then what's the percentage for?
I think it's 30% to the losing hand, 15% to the winning hand, and then I don't exactly know how much is. I think the other 55% is connected. I think split between the
so 160k. So even if 1,000 people are playing cash in the country, and you get 50% of 320, that's 160k. That's 1.6k just in your pocket. You'd be sitting playing a 1-1 game with a bowl.
Jeez.
I'd just be coming to the casino every day, just fold in,
Just
fold
in
in,
case,
playing
exactly.
1-1 with 30 quid in front of me.
Yeah.
Waiting for that 1.6k to go in my pocket.
Amazing. You'll get a chunk if you sat down playing a no limit game anywhere in the country if it goes at any club.
Yeah, sorry, 160 quid, obviously. Someone's on Twitch has got me as well, mucker.
Worth a try.
I doubt it's 1,000 though. How many people do you reckon playing cash right now in the country? You have to have an approximation, all the clubs. Do we know how many Grosvenors are out there?
35?
35 in the country. Let's say average, say, because some clubs are only probably going to have one
table, yeah.
One table.
There'll only be one table in Blackpool, there'll only be one table in Walsall. There might be two max.
Let's say.
And when you think there's 10 tables here, there won't be 10 tables at home.
Yeah,
There's no
that's
limit.
the thing. The most cash tables are going to be here, but.
So there's 300 players.
It's been a long day, mucker. It's been a long day.
It is quad twos to be beaten. Quad twos is the correct one.
And it's going to be a long 3 weeks because this is what we got coming up. Oh, we froze.
We're frozen.
We'll get that fixed.
What a nice face that is, Tower. But yeah, today's day 2, then tomorrow's day 3, then back next Friday for the cash 10.25 no limit, 10.25 PLO, then the playoff final, then the midi, and then the A-maker, the 6 max and the heads up on the Wednesday, and then the final 4 days of 2021 for the team will be the grand final.
And as we come back, Terry's got aces. He's got a hand.
Yeah, the aces when we were on the bubble. Is that my face when the cake arrived? Oh my days, it's the cake.
No, that's when I took the last slice. That looks like when I took the last slice.
We'll get that fixed.
We'll get it fixed. Oh wow! This is going to be interesting. But the thing is, I always say this about Terry. He's one to always call. Like when he 4-bets or even 3-bets, a lot of the time he is weighted towards strong hands. But Maurizio 3-betting the ace queen suited here, and action going to be back on Terry with the boots, and looks like he is going to 5-bet. Oh wow, he's actually chose a legitimate sizing as well here. It looks like. What's that, 140, 150, 131. So maybe really small sizing from Terry. 4-betting to 131. And like I say, he's an opponent that you want to have calling a lot of the time. You want him calling versus you in pots. When he actually starts coming in with these 4-bets, I've noticed a lot with Terry, it's more weighted towards value. Like he's not going to do this with ace jack, he's not going to do this with ace 10, he's just going to flat the 3-bet. So once he does come in with this 4-bet, it's alarm bells have got to be going off in Maurizio's head here with the ace queen suited. Let's see how he is going to proceed. Problem is now though, we're just getting such an attractive price here as Maurizio with our ace queen suited. 66k, we're getting over 3-1 in our money, so interesting spot. But I just don't think Terry's going to ever show up with Ace Jack here or King Queen or something like that. But the price is just so good, and that's why we're seeing Maurizio call here. Obviously, already alarm bell's going to be going off in his head. But just when we're getting this attractive price, it's so hard to let this one go. Especially against Terry as well. If we think that Terry can be at it some of the time, then Ace Queen might be continuing with, but it's a very interesting spot against a unique opponent, let's say, and now Terry just puts the lot in here with the aces on the 8 high board, and Maurizio just going to be getting out of the way. Simple as that.
It's out of the way. There's a massive leg of darts going on somewhere, says Bernie. And at this moment in time, there are around 600 players sat down at the tables in a Grosvenor casino anywhere in the country.
Cash?
Yeah.
Okay. So 50%,
Yeah. 55% goes
it's
to
like
the place.
300 quid.
Yeah.
300 quid still for sitting there just
Absolutely.
waiting for something to go, and you could be on the table where it goes. Oh, to lose with quads against quads.
Oh my
the
days.
dream. 100 odd bags in your pocket.
It's like winning a GUKPT.
It is, it is.
Oh. Fallon's 15-13 down against Peter. Right.
She's putting up a
So
fight.
snakebite. Did you see the 170 she checked out with? Bum. Thanks for coming.
But you've had a few of those, Tower.
I have. I've had 3 bulls as well in a match.
In a match?
In a match.
Why?
Because I hit them.
Why
Because
are
I was.
you not going the right way?
Because I went for the bull, so I was that far in front. and I hit the second one, so I thought I'd go for the third one as well. And I hit the third one. Only ever did it once.
I was so far in front, I wanted to show off and go for 3
Sure.
balls.
701 we used to play.
Oh God, I needed you at Blackpool with me down that pier then. I would have come home with loads of teddies.
Yeah, that's before the eyes went. The hand-eye coordination, the eyes completely go when you get to 50.
But back to the action, Terry flopping top pair here. Giaz up and down, and third pair for Maurizio. Terry just opted to limp the King Jack under the gun. Now firing for 12.5, and Giaz does have up and down straight draw here and a pair, so it's going to make the call. And we're going to take some rivers. Which is the 7 of spades, so Giaz gets there, making the best hand. And he goes check, and the old Doyle is going to get the job done.
And Old says, thought the bad beat only got split at the actual casino being played at. No, if you are sat down and registered at cash, you will get a share. And the actual share is 55% for all players at the estate. Do we think Teddy will make the final table, says Jerry Fall. Well, we know he's changed his game for day 2. And he wants to use his chips in better positions. So he has changed his game. Why not? How many's left? What we're down to? 30, 35?
34.
34? Oh yeah, 34. Dowsey was the last out, wasn't he?
Yep.
Ace high flop, ace 8-4, 2 spades. Connor hits a piece. I think the way Terry's playing, this will be a fold. Indeed it is. Here in Blackpool.
Can't fix it. I can't fix it. Because when I go onto it, even if I click Brad's commands, for some reason on my account now, I can't edit these commands. It's really weird. Even when I go to my account settings, I've got the commands that I've put in myself, which are these ones. We're watching GUKPT London, but I have no idea why it's happening. I need you here, Mick. I need you here, sat next to me. Oh, Mick the mod.
Out of all the players that play the GUKPT circuit, who do you rate as the best?
There's lots. There's probably a handful. Well, probably like 20 odd players that are real good players. It's hard to just say someone's the best in this game because some players may be running above expectation, some may be running below it. So it's very hard to just pick one person, but there are so many names I could probably spin off the top of my head that are really good poker players. And hold on a minute, we got someone coming to the table, which means we must be down to 32, and we are, because we've lost Leon Rossetier and we've lost Stuart Kirby, who is Leon Rossetier 34th for 2,790 and Stu Kirby in 33rd for 3,050.
Okay, we're down to 32. 32.
So we've actually just lost another one.
What?
Ali Zini.
Oh my days, Ali Zini.
In 30 seconds, so we are down to 31 players.
We have 4 tables of 8 minus 1.
Top of 10, 5, 4, 2 hearts. Action here. Terry flopping second nut flush draw. Wadey middle pair. Connor will draw and Giaz with the over pair. So once checked to us here as Giaz, we've got a pretty easy bet for us here on the button with our jacks. Want to start getting some value from some potential 10x, charge some draws out there, and don't want someone like Connor, who's opened under the gun, realising equity with a hand like King Queen, Ace Queen, Ace King. So he's going to fire. Terry obviously not going anywhere with his flush draw. Now Wadey not going to be able to... Okay, he is. I was just about to say it's going to be very hard to overcall this spot. Once Giaz bets into 3 players, Terry calls and then overcalling with a 5. Maybe a bit optimistic, but Wadey going to see if he can catch 5 or 7 on turn, giving improvement to his hand. And now Connor with the wheel draw, he's going to come along as well. So we've got 4 players going to this turn, and this pot is juicy. 142k in the middle.
Does the turn card bring action? The jack for the set.
Well, that is action, because now Terry's picked up a gut shot to go with his flush draw. We got Giaz turning the stones in terms of top set. So assuming that they're going to be playing in float, expect this one to still be checked to Giaz, but Mr. Jordan, so unpredictable what he's going to do. He is going to check.
Where he's going to check.
Yeah, and once this checks to Giaz here, Tower, it should just be going bet from Giaz, who's probably going to size up pretty large. Although we got top set and removal to top pair, because we've been called in 3 spots on the turn, like in our head, there's definitely a flush draw out there, some 6-7 perhaps. There's just so many bad rivers for our particular hand once we go 4 way to the turn. So I think Giaz should be sizing up here pretty large on this turn card. Like even 120k here or something, Tower. Like really big size is what I'd like to see from him.
Oh, he's picking out chunks. Picked out at 92.
So he's gone for 92.
I think Terry calls this.
Yeah, Terry's not folding. We know that for a fact. When Terry's got a flush draw and a gut shot, whether it be on flop or turn, he's not going to be letting it go.
It's a changed man.
The chips would already have been in if this was a day one, but If Terry folds this, I would be utterly shocked. Terry's not the type to fold this type of draw, and I think he'll make the call.
Yeah, and he is going to make the call. He's counting out the 92. Very, very rarely does Terry ever count the chips and not put them in. Well, heads up to the river.
Deuce of spades. The wheel would have got there for Connor, but he just can't overcall. And now Terry's just going to check this one, and Giaz probably going to size down now, Tower. I spoke about sizing up on the turn, but once Terry calls turn and doesn't rip against our size, we can be fairly confident that Terry's never got better than one pair. So for that reason, once it's checked to us as Giaz, probably want to opt for no bigger than third, I think. Just because we've got 2 jacks in our hand, maybe try and get a cry call out of Terry with a 10 because of the price he's calling. But if Terry bluff shoves this, I will be shocked. Oh, he's not going to, is he?
It looks like about 150.
He is.
It's half his stack.
He is. Wow, he's gone for it, and he's just run into the jacks. And Giaz here.
141,000.
Now Giaz with the jacks. Interesting spot here because, like I said, we expect Terry to just put in all his 2-pair plus on the turn. So what does this deuce change on the river? The only 2 hands that get there that are going to call that turn bet are 6-3 of hearts and ace-3 of hearts. So that is literally 2 combinations of hands. So we're Giaz, I was just about to say, just going to be moving in. But I'm not sure. Maybe there's arguments of flat there against this opponent. Against almost anyone else, we're probably going to be shoving. But maybe there's some argument to flat there against Terry just because of the turn action. Unless he's rivered a hand like 5 deuce of hearts, perhaps, that changes something. 5 deuce of hearts, I guess, can be in there for Terry Jordan's range. But that pot is massive, and Giaz now up to 1.1 million.
1.1 million, and has to be by far chip leader in the room.
Yeah, we're never folding as Giaz, guys. I'm just saying, not from a game theory standpoint, from an exploitative standpoint. If Giaz is aware how Terry plays, Terry's just going to shove all his 2-pair plus on the turn when there's that much in the middle. So what does this deuce change? The only 2-pair that can get there on the river is 5 deuce of hearts. That's all we're targeting to get called by the jacks. Terry's going to fold his bluffs and 1-pairs anyway, and then the times he does have the 2 combinations of ace deuce, ace-3 of hearts and 6-3 of hearts, then we do actually save ourselves some chips. But maybe I'm thinking about it too deeply from an exploitative standpoint. But interesting one. But against almost anyone, we're going to shove that spot to get value from our jacks because there's going to be more hands out there. But the way Terry plays and what I see from Terry, like if he's got 2-pair plus on the turn, it's just going to be going in. So what does this deuce change on the river? Ace-3 of hearts gets there, as well as 6-3 of hearts, and then only really 5 deuce of hearts, the pair and flush draw that we are targeting to get paid from. But it's an interesting one. 20k starting stack.
Yep, 20,000.
Yeah, 1.1 mil stack is huge.
How many runners did we have? 491? Something like that. How many was it? 471. 9.4 million chips in play.
And we've lost another one. James Parker in 31st, £3,050 for him. That's going to put us down to 30 players. 30 players remaining.
And Giaz has average stack for 9 left. Amazing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like in theory, John, yes, but if like the way Terry plays, and I've played countless hands with Terry, I just like against that particular opponent, he's never going to flat a set there on the turn. He's just going to want to get it in because of what's in the middle. Same with 2-pair. So like from a theory perspective, against like almost all population. Except a few unique opponents, like we're always going to shove the jacks there for value. But I think against just looking at it like exploitatively against Terry, maybe just flat there, because he's only going to need like 6-3 and ace-3. They get there, obviously you have to be off hearts, otherwise it doesn't call turn. So just looking at it from that, knowing exactly what the opponent's going to do with his 2-pair plus on the turn, or what we're pretty sure he's going to do. Like, obviously it's bad against, say for example, if it was Giaz there, well, Giaz was one of the jacks. Bad example. Let's say it was Connor. In Terry's spot there, and Connor coming for the lead. Then we're always going to be shoving the jacks no matter what against an opponent that obviously capable of flatting sets and 2 pairs on the turn.
Yeah, there will be plenty of poker players out there that's donated chips to Terry Jordan, that is for sure. Good evening Facebook, good evening YouTube, and good evening Twitch.
The available players and dealers with wins are now 4,000, 8,000, will be playing at 8,000. This is our last session of the day. We have 2 levels to play.
So around about 10 minutes to go until the end of this session, which means we'll be back at 10:35 with the final 2 levels.
God, this session's flown by.
I'm nearly done. I'm calling his bet. 100% I'm calling his bet.
I was actually very scared because
Ah yes, Silenas, what time zone? We're in the United Kingdom. We're in London. So wherever you are, wherever you may be, we are on Greenwich Mean Time in London. It is 22:05 PM. Which means we'll be back at 22:35 after the break. Hope you bring Katie to the table after the break. The only table Katie's on at the minute is the table at the bar. So less than 10 minutes to go until the end of this amazing session. We have a player on over $1 million, and final table average stack right now, Giaz sat in seat number 7. A lot of fans shouting for Connor O'Driscoll in seat number 1. Big twitcher is Connor. Love streaming himself.
Make the mods on it for me.
He's on, is he? Go on, make the mod. Wade it, still going on nicely. Teddy Jordan down to 175. King high flop, King 6-3. Eight of spades on the turn. Gives a bit more outs. And bets, and TJ just folds out of the way.
Is it a 20-minute break, do we know?
It is. Means we'll be back at 10:35 p.m. We will get a full chip count at the break, Thomas.
Yep.
From the remaining guy. How many's left in, young man?
We got 30 left in.
30 left in, as it says on the top of the screen.
So when we come back after the break,
Yeah.
which is going to be probably around 10:30.
10:35.
10:35 says the tower. So 10:35, then we'll get full chip counts. So when you tune back in there, we'll have all the chip counts that are left back in the room. Give yourself some time to go make a cup of tea.
Yeah. I want to make a cup of tea. Nice cup of tea. Slice of cake.
Still got that.
It's still there. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants to finish it off. All the staff have had some. The valets have had some. I took half of it into where they had a great time. Even the dealers have been munching it.
Oh, what happened to Terry? Oh yeah, he bluffed it. I saw the King 9, obviously. I was about to say what happened to Terry's chips. I saw the hand. Gary opening the Ace King under the gun, and Terry flattened the 4-5. Terry flops best. So Gary going to be continuing. And Terry flopping 2 pair, not going to be going anywhere. He'll make the call. To the turn, which is the 6 of clubs, and we need to be checking this now as Gary with the Ace King. Just because Terry calling range on the flop, he's going to have either 2 pair or a 9, or the rest of it is all the gut shots. So the 6-7, the 6-8, the 7-8, and they make a pair or straight on turn, and Terry shows the 4-5, which is good.
It's a small stack. I forgot it. Evening, Nathan. How are you, young man? I hope things are good.
How you doing, Nathan?
So Giaz final table stack in front of him with 30 players left.
Well, there's 9.4 million in play. So yeah, average stack, literally more than average stack for the final table. Giaz has got more than average for the final table at the moment. Giaz, as Terry legitimate holding, opens the Ace King to 16.5, and Amit gonna make the call on the bottom of the 7-8 of clubs. And looks like Gary's going to come along in the big, defending his option.
Said he win last hand, stream went down again. Did it really? Yes, it did. Very small pot, 70k pot. Called him down with a 5. Went check, 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 check. 70k in the middle. Terry winning the hand.
It's actually a really good check from Terry. I'm not sure if he's thinking about it theoretically, but it's actually a really good check on the King, Queen 10, all spade board. Got to think about button calling range on this particular board texture. It's very bad for us when we get raised with top pair, top kick on such a wet board without the ace of spades. But once it checks through and we get the brick turn, then we can come in for our value. So Terry playing this hand perfectly so far, in my opinion. And he's actually going to get value from the ace-10 of Gary that probably would have just folded to a bet on the flop from Terry. 9 of clubs on the river, so this is going to be going check-check almost always. Gary would be very surprised if he opted to lead this spot. Turn his 10 into a bluff, perhaps. He's going to check, and Terry's going to check behind.
He's got him
the
again.
King is good.
And we're thinking, I can't beat you.
So 1 minute left on the clock.
Probably the last hand of the set. It's not been a bad session.
It's been
we're
good.
frozen again,
Froze.
Mr.
Comms cam is frozen.
Comms can's freezed up.
Yeah, it's been a good session, Tower. And like I said, it's flown by. When they go like this, it's just you don't even realise the time. Before you know it, you're out on break and back for the next session. But a new featured table after the break, guys.
Have we? Oh, we got.
A couple of notables on there. Guy Taylor and Ryan Mandara.
Not seen Guy.
Paul Scipione.
Sandeep's on as well. Awesome. We're back. We're live. We're in. We're on.
So one more hand. We're going to squeeze one more in. 30 seconds on the clock before break. One more hand.
Oi, oi. What a good session.
Yeah, it's been good.
What a good session.
That pot between Terry and Giaz when Giaz turned top set, really, really good one to watch.
TJ under the gun. King Jack.
Not folded.
Not folded. It's changed, but not that much.
Which one, Emily? Me or Tower?
Aye, aye. Come on, baby. Hey.
I know you're talking. I know I'm winding her up. I know she's talking about Ryan coming on after the break. I know she's talking about that, but
I thought you were about me.
I thought she was talking about us. She could have been talking about us too. To be fair.
Unbelievable. We put the pictures on. You say there's eye candy, and then we just like, oh, here we go. That's us. Here we go. See you soon. Nudge, nudge. Oh, wink, oh, wink.
So Gary in the small expecting him to complete this one, and Giaz going to check his option with Ace Jack here.
Four to a flop last time.
After a Terry and Wadey limp, I am going to be coming in for a squeeze here almost always with Ace Jack, but Giaz opting to check option in the big blind. Strange one, that. Especially with a chip lead as well.
10-eye flop, 10-5-3.
One over card to the sixes of Wadey. Not much else for anyone else. Not much for anyone else. And if this is check to Wadey, he might fly up, but opts to check
Checks
behind.
all the way round. Oh, Wadey looks interested. Was that really a 60 at the turn?
I think it was a 7. Oh, it is a 6. You called it.
Oh, it was laying back and laying back and laying, and all of a sudden it came out. I thought, hey, I've got something here. Oh my days! If anybody was watching that, then.
Yeah, so like the decision, just a flat with the set versus Terry here. Got to keep some hands in that we got drawing dead sometimes in this scenario. And Gary's actually double gutted here with the 9-7. So it's actually an interesting turn. He's going to come along as well, getting this price on the call to make a straight and form an 8 or a 4. 8 on the river would be ill for Wadey. It's the 3 of diamonds.
Fills up as well.
Yeah, so
Wadey's got the tick, the
just
check
loving
mark.
life now. What's that? It's nearly all gone.
Check, check, bet. Give up, give up. And that'll do.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 quick folds.
It is going to be 2 quick folds. I think it's time to go and get some tea. Let's go get some tea, shall we?
Go get some tea.
Let's go get some tea.
So Terry's going to let it go as well with the King Jack, and we're going to be back at 25-2, guys. Probably come back a little bit before, but what's Terry up to here? Heroes with King High.
Wow, what is that?
Heroes with King High.
Terry Jordan, what was that?
Give it to Wadey. Little
time to go for some tea. Time to go and get a cup of tea. See you in 20.
See you in 20 minutes, guys. Back just before 25-2. See you then.
Wearing a hat, holding beers, as you say. But actually, he was really good because you basically only get a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I was completely lost in like the whole what was going on, and he was very just like, you need to do this, this, and this. You shouldn't do this, and he basically gave me some really good advice actually. And yeah, from there onwards, I think I said something along the lines of, "Well, we don't have to deal. I don't care about the money," which is a complete lie. I was desperate for a deal. I just literally just wanted to do it. And I was like, oh, well, if you guys want to do a deal, up to you. I'm not bothered about the money. Just trying to get more money out of it, obviously. And then as soon as it was done, I was like, right, this is the greatest thing ever. I can just do whatever. But yeah.
Obviously, went straight to bed afterwards.
Again, that was an absolute. I'll actually tell you something as well. We basically went out afterwards, and I basically got mugged. Well, not mugged. I basically got robbed because I actually had no money on me. I basically won all this money, and we basically had organised, this kind of massive thing afterwards that cost loads of money, and I didn't have any money. So I went round almost every person that was there and asked them for money, just like a massive pigeon, just like, if you got 500, if you got 200. And after an hour and a half, I'd collected something like, I don't know, it was like 10 or 15,000 euros in cash. And I basically put the euros in my pocket. And obviously around there in Barcelona, on those beaches, and stuff, everyone's watching. Within 5 minutes, Phil, that had been swiped. So when the bill came, it was like, you need to pay. I had no money, so I had to then go round again. I had to ask everyone for a second time, and everyone's going, well, I've just paid you 1,000. What's going on? You basically just won this million. So yeah, it was like the best time to ever be robbed because you didn't care because you kind of cashed all this money. But yeah, I basically got done for about 15 grand.
Wow. And on that note, we'll be back with Mr. Steve Warburton and more stories very shortly. Welcome back to Mr. Steve Warburton and an hour with the Tower. Huge 2015 that we were talking about before. Absolutely huge. 2016. Did you slow down? Did you play more cash? Was it a case of I'm not travelling around too much?
It's so hard to think when 2016 was in terms of what was happening. I'm pretty sure I was still playing, as in like tournaments and things. But now, kind of looking back, you kind of have these purple patches, don't you? There are so many players that they'll have a cash, and then you'll see them cash again and again and again. And then for like the next 12 months, they just kind of don't. And I don't know. I don't know if it's confidence or what just happens. But yeah, I was still playing in 2016 quite a bit, and obviously not having the cashes I was having the previous year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know as well. I never really got carried away with tournaments. I was never really one to play 60 events of the World Series or every single DPT and stuff. I was always quite kind of level-headed. And
but one of them you do like, as we can see, GUKPT Manchester. You've got so many entries in the database, 2018 to 14, 2020 for 20th. You got so many cashing 3 of the last 4 years. It has to be the favourite stop. I know it's your local one, it's your home one, but is it classed as your favourite stop?
It's the favourite stop because it makes up for all the other GUKPTs that I'm just doing my money in. I can't go to Luton or Walsall or Bolton and just do 4 or 5 buy-ins.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like with Manchester, I'm always trying that a little bit harder because home stop, most players, the kind of great camaraderie of people. So that's always fun. But yeah, I've no idea if I don't know. I think I'm probably slightly up on GUKPTs because of that.
Yeah.
Sort of shop with Debman and thingy, but I've put a lot of money into them, don't you? Don't you worry about that. Yeah.
Norwegian Championships came to Britain, and they started being played around the country. You had three tournaments where you cashed for well over 60,000. I heard they used to be crazy. I heard the cash tables used to be mad as well. Was that one of the reasons why you played them?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the absolute best stop on the calendar every year is the Irish Open. It's getting better and better. I think it's going to be the biggest it's ever going to be next year.
Yeah.
I basically booked my flights in January this year for it. Obviously, it got cancelled because of everything that's going on. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they were having 60 or 70 cash game tables every single night.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just crazy. You just don't see that anymore. And yeah, again, it's a little bit like what I was saying in the 2015 WPT in Amsterdam. Everyone's just on the same wavelength. You know, everyone's chatting away, and do you know what I mean? It's kind of how poker should be. You know, there's tanking, no one's dressed silly, there's no about talking, trying to, you know, like piss people off and stuff. It's just kind of nice, fun poker, and yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Your strangest ever Hendon Mob entry. Blackpool Tuesday nights, free roll. 60 entries. You finished 7th for 40 quid, and it ended up being on the Hendon Mob. That's please explain what happened. Why is it there?
I think I maybe need to blame PK for researching this, don't I? I don't really know how that's on. I think that's 15 entry or something.
I'll just check up on Steve Warburton so we can have a nice chat while we're all in lockdown and we've not had a haircut for 3 months, and we get it was a free roll on a Tuesday night. And there were 60 runs.
Times were tough, Tower. Times were tough. That 1.8 million you were talking about before had gone. I had nothing left.
Oh, brilliant!
I remember what happened. We basically gone to Blackpool to watch I don't know if we're watching the darts or a footy.
Oh, right, okay. And
what we did, we all rang Dina, and we made Dina extend the late reg, just so we could get to this thing. And it was one of those classic ones where you basically want to bust quite soon so you can go to the bar and just have a few drinks. But I ended up final table with it. Yeah, ridiculous.
The UK Poker Championships in 2018, the Eye Roller. Your final table, you finished 8th for 7,000. That wasn't the story. The story was Mr. Jake. The story was Mr. Jake Cody and the viral video that you were involved in, and crazy scenes. How did that all come about?
How long have we got?
Well, is it really that long?
The short version, what I remember is we'd all been out the night because he